Hi, welcome to this Twin Flame Starseed Lightworkers Tarot Love Reading. My name's Sophia. Welcome to this community. Welcome if you're new, or welcome back. So what I was getting is apparently nothing, and then, apparently nothing apparently. So I don't know, feeling like, well, that's it really. You don't know what's going on with your connection with your person. So I wasn't getting more than that. There was like literally nothing I could feel that was going on. So let's see what is happening with you. Cards might say different, but generally the energy is what it is. I have a Facebook group now. I've got vertigo. I don't know. I've been having vertigo a lot lately, so I'm a bit behind again. Just want to catch up. I get them a bit behind. So I haven't posted for a few days in the Facebook group, but there's others in there, so hopefully they're posting and they're doing their thing in the Facebook group and etc. etc. So it's not just me, so that's a less of a burden. But knowing me, I'll go in there and no one's posted. But anyway, so let's see what's going on. Facebook group, you're welcome to join. Like I said, there's me and others in the community who can help you out. Oh, what's happening there? That's not a great energy. Well, it's not loving. So let's see. Disappointed with the path where things are going. Like I said, apparently nothing apparently. Is there something with that though? It's like you had an expectation that something was happening, and then, I give an example, like you thought you was doing good, and then your person says, well, I don't think it's this, but this is an example. So you think, oh, well, if I was talking to you, you go, yeah, it's going all right. And then I talk to a person, and you go, oh, nah, we're just starting out or something like that. And then you say, well, apparently not. That's what I'm getting. Your version of it is completely different to your person, but I still feel it's a misunderstanding. It's not, I think you're on the same page, but there's a misunderstanding of it, something like that, if that makes sense. Two of Pentacles, didn't I have this yesterday? Two of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. What's that? Yeah, it's like as if this heartbreak card is about, there's a misunderstanding, and it's this lesson, I feel it's a lesson, is so that you both know that you love each other, because the misunderstanding I'm getting is from external bullshit. How can I say? Oh, I'll have to give an example because it feels like the main thing. I'll give this, but I don't know if it's going to make sense. Say if your person said, let's go for a meal, right? And we go for Chinese. And you say, all right then, yeah, let's go for the Chinese. And then you get ready to go, and he says, I will not go. I don't want to go. And you say, why not? He says, it doesn't feel like it, or something like this, right? And then you start arguing, oh, we never go. You always say you're going to go, and we never get to go. And he says, no, I never say we're going to go. I always say we've got to go, but, something's come up. At the end of the day, he wanted to go, but he didn't want to go because he thought you didn't like Chinese. He thought you wanted to go to Indian. So it wasn't that he didn't want to go. He made a reason not to go because he thought he fucked up by mentioning Chinese in the first place. And then you accused him, I know it's long, of like, oh, keep dropping out. The main core is all these little things. There's something here about getting you stable with understanding what love is, right? There's an over emphasis on the argument than what the love is. And I used to say that when I was a counsellor to the soulmates. People will split out of ego. He said, she said, he said, I said, is that he said, she said, whatever said, more important than what your person. So it's something about you both learning that here, right? Because it's like, to me, and I had this reading yesterday, not this reading, but the energy, had this. Oh, that's the energy, right? What's happening? Apparently nothing. Yeah. Apparently nothing apparently. And that's what I meant. It's the same thing, but it's different, right? And that's what I'm getting. You're saying the same thing, but it's different. I thought you was going to do this. Yes, I did want to do that, but it's not. And the different versions of healing or whatever it is. My point is, like I said, it's getting you stable into love, and it might be both of you, but let me see. Yeah, this is balancing out. Two of Pentacles is about balance. Two is about changing your stability to be more. But this is over here. Why is that? This is something here. Because your stability isn't your stability. Like you may say, you want to live with your person, get married, settle down, have kids. But when you do the work like me, it's like I always wanted someone like the Hollywood films, you know, someone who really loved the kids and really kiddified, because most of the people I knew who actually was with their person who had a kid, which I never knew, with the dads I always knew left, right? I knew loads of single parent women, right? So I always wanted to have a partner and have a kid. And I thought, even if it lasts 10 years, I never had that with the two kids I had, right? And then I meet David, and not only he's a perfect dad, then he's like, yeah, I'm up for having kids. I'm like, right? Perfect opportunity. But then I don't want kids. When I'd done the work, I was like, realistically, I feel, and I genuinely feel, that it would ruin us. And I said, and I'll be honest, it'd be more me, because I don't think I would resent the kid, but in a way I would, because I just love having that quality time with David. Then to get up and feed the baby, play with the baby, I said, that will be a bit funny for me. So yeah, so when I done the work, but before I might have just had the kid and moved in and get married and stuff like that. You see, I like going to his, and then like I was at his yesterday. Then I got this vertigo. I hate being sick around people. Some people love the attention. I'm like, I got to go back home, right? So I'm back. But some people love all the attention of it. I'm like, I feel, I don't want no one near me. Don't touch me. I've got to go, especially when I'm feeling sick, in pain. But anyway, my point, stick to the point, is that it changes when you do the work. So this is what is the change here, because at the moment you're doing it from what you think you feel you want, but what you feel is not the actuality of what you want, with the Ace of Swords over here. I hope that makes sense, because I really feel like I would have a kid, there's no doubt I would have wanted a kid with David, but the actuality, the truth is, I know that would, I don't know, I just keep thinking it would ruin us, right? He said it wouldn't, and I'm like, well, because you're kiddified. I'm not really like that. You know, it wouldn't bother him getting up if the kids were screaming in the night. And I said, it would bother me if it's in between our time, and if it's in between, it will be in between our time. Do you see? This is what this is teaching you. And it's something to do with an argument here. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. So it's like you're backing out, backing down. It's like normally you back out, but you back down. I got that. But this is something, it's teaching you to stop putting yourself in the cold to avoid heartbreak as well. Like there might be things you want to say, but it depends how much work you've done. When you do the work, then there's things you want to say, but you don't want to hurt your person. Or no, it's not hurt. You don't want to let your person leave. You got to do the work first, and then that comes in. But it's not that. This is different. This is you not facing. It's trying to control how you feel about. It's not you control. You control from an outdated belief system which you think is spiritual. Well, everyone wants to get married. There's nothing wrong with getting married and living together. something like that. But like I said, everyone would think that, especially me. I'll give my example. I'm not saying there might be other twin flames who don't want kids neither, but you would think so. I was like, oh my gosh, what a feeling to have someone who I really would want a kid from, right? But I don't. At the same time, it was a weird feeling when he said yes. Of course he would. This is that. It's like, I don't know how to, it's doing the work. Something to do with, yeah, you're turning your back to heartbreak. Obviously, there's a pattern. I don't know what to say. But it's like you have to, it's to do with dealing with your truth. I'm getting more and more that I have to do more individuals. I don't know what else to say. If this even makes sense to you, because it's a bit all over to me. It's not really. Let me pull out some of these cards, because she always makes a bit more sense up in here. But when it doesn't make sense to me fully, it's because it's more of an individual. Like if I've done a reading with you, I go, oh, that's where the dots connect. You see what I mean? But this is a general energy of something here. But it's leading to being in the truth, cutting out an old pattern and a situation which is known to the feminine. This might be your person as well, following a belief set of what they feel settling down is. It's not just because a woman's here, but it could be your person keeps rejecting you from a belief that I don't want to settle down and get married, but that depends on the work as well. But there's like 2, 3, 4, 5 women in here, so it's more about how you was nurtured. It could be how your person, no, not feeling that. So why is there so many? Yeah, I feel this is about getting, I don't know how else to say it, how you, because it's like there's characters of you. I don't know what to say, because I'm trying to narrow it down. But until you do the work and love yourself fully, because the 5 of Swords is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords, and that's being self-love, right? Then you won't understand what you really want. With all these women here, this is what I'm picking up, and this become you think it's emotionally fulfilling you with the women, but it's not. It's heartbreaking. Well, it's creating conflict. Let's just say. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, there it is. Let me grab that one. That's the Divine Feminine. Let me see what's going on with your person. I don't care. This is you guys. I don't care what other people think. I go for what I want. Chariot, the principle of rhythm. But unfortunately, right, what you want leads to that. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go and get my person. That's the person I'm going to marry, settle down with, blah. And I say that all the time. I say that with my person. I just knew he was the one. I just go and get him, right? But I don't go and get him and say, okay, we must live together. Okay, we, like I said, must have a kid. We must do it this way. We must. I just know I've got to keep in contact with him. And then if things happen, I pull back, he pulls back. I'm just like, okay, I go and do mission, right? Stuff like that. This is like, I don't care what other people think. I go for what I want. And that's like going for my person and I'm going to marry him and blah, blah, blah. That's what I feel with this one, which is, but you might say when people, if this is you and you say, yeah, that's me. I'm like, you don't know what you want until you do the work. Okay, I'm going to put it vainly, my work. And then I release everything, get to your truth, then you know what it is. I was 20 years doing a computer repair. Anyone asked me before I got into this twin flame journey, I'll say, yeah, that's me all over. Right? I thought I was independent. I love being independent. I go and get the computers, bring them back into the office and just wipe them clean and bring them back, put them back, good as new. Everyone thought I was a genius. It wasn't that hard, to be honest. But, oh, it's working perfectly and all this kind of thing. It was good money. I had no boss. It was amazing, right? I loved it, right? But it wasn't my truth. I was married. I was working with my husband at the time, right? I would have thought it looked perfect. The perfect couple working together, and all this kind of thing. He'll do all the accounts. I was doing the engineer. No, it wasn't my truth, right? This is when you lot say what you got to do until you remove the negativity. And most of the people that do that, then they're doing stuff which they never knew. If I ask you now, you book me and you've never booked me and you've just come new or something like that, I'll ask you, generally, if you're spiritual, well, you say you're spiritual, it's something like photography or Reiki, right? Or something like that, right? Then we do the work and stuff like that, and then it gets into stuff. It's the unknown. You don't really know. So this is finding out what you're supposed to do, and it's part of your path with your person. But this needs to be cleared. The Chariot, with these cards, the Chariot is universal forces leading you. Because the Chariot is as above, so below, as within, so without. So the Chariot, when you look at the traditional Rider-Waite, they're just sat there. So this is you thinking it's moved forward, but the two Sphinx sat there. They're not moving because the guy sat in the whatever that Chariot thing is, right? Waiting for the universe to take him. There's no universe. Look, this is you looking at the physical, right? With the pentacle sat on a graveyard chair, right? This isn't letting universal forces take you. And I'm spiritual, Sophia, because you got the glow around you. I'm like, no, you're outdated spirituality, meditation, yoga, stretching, right? That's not spiritual. And like I said, the Chariot is universal. That's what I do. I move forward with a Chariot, which is universal forces that guide me. The Three of Swords is because of you're not doing that correctly. Like I said, it's not your truth. So you can, if you think it's your truth, you would be happy with your person. And doing something like us in mission. Let's see what your person feels. 8 of Cups. See? 3 of Swords, 8 of Cups. I failed you. I failed myself. I'm defeated. I see no other choice but to walk away. 8 of Cups. So like I said, there's some heartbreak here. Something's happened here, right? Why are they feeling that though? I feel this is a lesson from both of you. Maybe all the women, what is with all the women? I'm just asking them. It's balancing out the feminine on both your sides. Because there's 2 women here. Women here, women here, woman here. And they're saying it's balancing it out. And I don't care if you're the feminine that's watching. If you're masculine or feminine, you're the feminine that's watching. You're the emotional one. But this is saying your emotions are wrong. It's like the thoughts. People think, well, I'm logical and I think correctly, but you don't always think. Like if you're watching me, say you're an air sign, you might think, yeah, I think correctly because I'm an air sign and we're very, clever. And I'm like, why haven't you booked me then? Because I've got money back guarantee. Doesn't mean clever, right? In spiritual work, it's not to do with thinking, because I said the universe guides you. It's to do with wisdom and intuition. It's fuck all to do with thoughts. When it comes to the 8 of Swords, this is your truth, not the what you think correctly. This is to do with your truth. And the truth is, unless universe, that's why I say Reiki, acupuncture, yoga, meditation, all that. How is that universal forces guiding you? There's nothing there to do with it. My work, you get in, something appears, even if you don't know what it is, I know what it is. I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what I tell you, right? And then you do it, and then, and then you're like, yeah, I'm feeling that's what it is. So anyway, let's get one of these. So it's weird because they're trying to end this pattern. Universe is trying to end this pattern. Yeah, it's trying to make you get into the correct emotional state. Both of you. Because you emotionally think, yeah, like I said, I would have emotionally in the past probably spat out a kid with David, right? Because of, that's what it is. And it's emotionally aligning your person as well. So something about emotions to be in your truth. I keep getting about this running these days. I run as I keep hurting you, right? And that's this energy, trying to figure it out. This is all to do with this year with the lovers, right? So all this is trying to get you aligned to have this properly, this commitment properly this year. So this could be just an off that is aligning to do it correctly. But it depends on how much work you're doing. So join the Facebook group or just go ahead and book me. Speak to you later.